Hey friends, this is Laura with Potpourri of Life. I hope that you are doing well. Today what I wanted to talk to you about is getting ready for the holiday seasons, for the meals that we're going to be preparing. And I often suggest eating healthy overall, and we're not innocent of having junk food or any of those type things on hand because my husband isn't, a granola. He's not that at all. But not only that, I do know that he enjoys his treats, and to be honest, I have some favorite treats myself. We try our best to source out the best ingredients, and in doing so, sometimes I have to buy in bulk in order to be able to stretch our dollars. And that's what this is about a little bit. This is the Thanksgiving prep time. So I'm going to share a little video for you of what I got at the grocery store. And this is Thursday night that I'm doing this. And there's just weird stuff going on. So yesterday, on Wednesday, I went to the grocery store with a list. And this is my fancy dancy list. I used the back of an envelope. I used to use my phone, but I hate my cell phone. And so this is just easier because then I can scratch off and everything. So this is what I went to, and I'm going to show you the video of what I brought home. So today I wanted to go and get a couple turkeys, and when we cashed out, and I had other things on the list, so this is not, we didn't buy anything we didn't want, but I got these organic lettuce heads so they can go with my other to give it a little bit of whatever. I got some kale. Got some of this I'm going to try, has mushrooms inside. Water. And these juices are my favorite. They're Natalie's. They're organic. There's no additives in that. And we decided we're going to try the store brand coffee to see if we like it. There's some kale over here because everybody loves kale. Right, David?
Right.
And I got some, I can't think of that. I'll get back to it. We got some sliced cheese that we've been making some crackers with, which is kind of interesting. And I've got some dandelion greens. And in addition, I've got some bacon that we enjoy. It's grapes. David's got his creamers. Asparagus. A loaf of bread that David likes when I'm not baking bread. Spaghetti. Squash, and I was really kind of like, it was a 4 pound, 79 cents a pound. I'm like, ouch. So I got one, not two. And he needed another pack of gum. I don't chew gum, but he does. So pineapples were 2 for $5, and we ended up getting 2 Jennie-O turkeys. That is what $100 pays for. But on the bright side, and it is a bright side, there's a lot of meals in this turkey. And the lettuce and the kale, and I have lettuce out in my greenhouse, which I'm going to combine with these greens that I picked up, and that's why I got them. Okay, you saw my video of all the food that we got. Not a bad haul. I don't like showing my haul of food. Once in a while I do, but I think the last time I did it was last year this time when I was trying to get healthy canned goods for a donation for somebody who was collecting food, so I just did that year. This year I've done other donations, so I'm not going in that direction this year because I have to balance out where I donate. And I do a lot of donating. I don't brag about it because it's not relative, and I just know that there were other people in need. So I decided no food pantries this year of donations. But I'm looking at my own grocery bill and I'm like, I can't believe how much this is getting to be. We get done and we did not fill up our cart like some people do because they have larger families. They enjoy different food. We basically we try, as you saw that video, we try to get very nutritious stuff. Now, the greens are more for me because David does not like kale. He does not like dandelion greens. He was looking at the Brussels sprout, no, not the Brussels sprouts, the cauliflower, but he didn't pick it up. I don't care what he picks up. I'll cook whatever he picks up as long as it's healthy. Anyways, so you saw that this sliced cheese that I picked up, that was the result of, and I never buy it that way. I usually buy cheese a solid brick of cheese, and I usually go with Cabot because that's the brand that is most closest to natural. So I prefer that. Hopefully soon, really soon, I'll be making my own cheese. So there was one more thing that I needed to purchase in order to do this, and you buy a little container and it lasts a long time. So I'm looking forward to doing that. But that's not what I'm talking about. So I got those because I sliced some cheese because we saw somewhere where we could make our own crackers straight from the cheese. It tasted great. It did not crunch like you would expect from a cracker. So I'm looking forward to when I start working again with the discard from my sourdough bread mix stuff, and I haven't been able to do that. That's another long story. But I'm getting back to it. I'm getting it prepped and everything. So he'll be getting sourdough discard crackers soon. So we took these cheese things and I bought these to come home, and we're going to try again. And so we're going to what you do is you just take the squares, you poke a hole in it so it can blossom up, and you cook it for a little bit in the oven. So we're going to try and see if that truly works. And if it does, then we're going to show a video of us doing that together. But for the most part, he ended up going to work with these cheesy, soft crackers. But they weren't bad, they were healthy, they were fine. So, and he liked them. He prefers the crunch, the cracker crunch. So that's what we're focusing on. So if it works with the cheese, great. I would rather still do the sourdough discard crackers. That's on my list to do. You saw that I got some bread that he picked up. The reason he picks up that bread is because I haven't been able to bake him bread. And now he would use the store brand bread and then he reaps the lashing of his wife saying, "Don't buy that stuff." After you go a long time with homemade bread and then you go with the cheap bread, you can taste the difference. Now, David he just feels like, no, I don't need the expensive bread. And I'm like, you work hard and we don't spend a lot of money. Well, we do now because of the way prices are, but we try to keep things minimal and try to keep it healthy when we do shop. So I do try to make sure he buys the right kind. So I'll be back to making him bread again, and he will be happy and I'll be happy. And I realize a lot of people might think that's kind of silly for me to want to bake him bread all the time. Well, he is my husband. I'd like to see him around for a while, and I'd rather see him eating more healthy foods than what can be purchased in the store. Now, if I wasn't here, he'd buy the cheapest of everything. And there are some areas in life that the lowest cost is the best way to shop. But when it comes to his bread, he works hard. I want him to have a healthy sandwich with bread that he enjoys, and he's gotten used to this bread, so I can't wait to get back to homemade. But long story as to why I haven't been baking. I look forward to getting back to it. Then you saw that I bought 2 Jenny O turkeys. Now the store brand will be next week going on sale for the same price. Jenny O is on sale right now for 59 cents a pound. For me, that was expensive, and it was hard for me to gulp that price down because in the past, during this season, I can get turkey for like 39 cents a pound. And I think last year it went up to 49, but I didn't buy any last year because I had one left, and I decided, no, we're not going to spend the money on that. So, and that was okay because we don't need to have food in the freezer. I kind of wish I did because then we could have had turkey a few more times throughout the year. So I went and I got a couple turkeys, and they were 59 cents a pound. One of them was $7.31, the other was $7.90, so it's really not a lot. Now when we get turkeys, I don't like to get the huge turkeys because I find that they're tougher, so I tend to go towards the 10 to 15 pound turkeys because those to me are more flavorful and easier to work with. Plus, there's just 2 of us. And I make, the nice thing about turkey though, and is that you can have sandwiches, casseroles, you can make soup, you can make broth. There's so much that you can do. You take that whole bird, everything about that bird has an opportunity to feed us. So there's quite a few meals in that. So here I am complaining about $98. Well, there's a lot of food in there for us for many, many meals. So we did get another case of water because every now and then we'll pick up some. And the water I have downstairs, I'm trying to go through and I'm trying to stock back up because I like it to be as fresh as possible. Now we do have a Berkey, we do filter our water, but I like to have a backup because like if we go on the road, I could take a container and bring my water container with me. But sometimes those are just easier. We put them in the cooler and we have water if we need it, or our other water jugs are empty. So that's what we use those for, and sometimes I only need that amount. It's all measured. I'll do that. Okay, so we are getting, every week now, we're going to pick up one more case of water until we have about 6 of them, 6 or 10. I think we're going to go with 6. So, let's see. He needed some gum. I don't chew gum. I can't stand it, and I wish he didn't, but you know what? I don't make gum. He chews it, so, you know, that's his vice. I'm not going to complain about that. Then we got, let's see, we have been buying New England coffee, and we really, really like it. But we decided that we are going to try the store brand. We didn't try it yet because we still have in our canister the New England coffee, and we like the different flavors. Like I like the chocolate cappuccino, we got a vanilla, and sometimes I mix the two. And I think I like butterscotch. But like I said, I can't drink that completely, and there's a few others that we enjoy. So all they had was one flavor that we liked. It was their French vanilla, which will be fine. It'll be fine to try it and see if it blends well with the others, and to keep an eye out for the other flavors. They don't have the same variety as the New England coffee, but you know what? When you're trying to cut back, because this was, let me see, I think it was $3.50. Yeah, it was $3.50 for that, whereas they've been going for $6.99, the New England coffee. Sometimes I can get it on sale for $4.99, and that's what I generally do. Like when I bulk buy, when I see something like that, I will buy 6 to 10 packages of coffee because we're drinking it. And I'm trying to cut back. I have 1 cup in the morning, I finish it halfway, and then I top it off. And my coffee has regular raw milk from the farm, and then I add in molasses and a little bit of stevia drops, and it's just right. But when I top it off, I add no more sweetener because it's only a tablespoon of molasses and stuff, and I'm using that for the nutritional benefits that it provides. So we're going to try that other coffee. The Natalie orange juice is delightful. There are no additives in it. It's a container, and I don't drink that whole thing all at once. It takes me a couple days to drink through that because I think there's like 4 servings in it for me. And sometimes David will drink it, and I don't care if he does. So I buy 2 of those, at least once a week or every other week I might buy them. But it's my favorite. And if I'm not feeling good, my husband will ask me what I want. I say, nothing really. He might bring home one of those, yeah. Instead of flowers, he'll bring me orange juice. And I don't drink orange juice that much. I like the mango one. It's mango orange, but it's a flavorful juice, and I like it. So there. Let's see, the International Caramel and the Hershey chocolate caramel that he puts into his coffee. Now, I'm going to be trying to make some coffee creamer. I haven't gotten there yet, so I have to let him have his vices, okay? Because it makes him happy. And in life, there are a few things that, we don't spend a lot of money on frivolous things, but for his coffee, he's very determined. He told me if he can't ever have creamer again, he will stop drinking coffee. And I'm like, really? I'll make him some creamer. I got to get a recipe. So, and he doesn't like dry creamer. We have it on hand as a backup. We have a canister so that if something happened and there's a bad storm or whatever and we can't get to the grocery store and we're all out of creamer, we have a backup for that. But I need to put together some sort of recipe, and I've seen a few. I just haven't done any yet to suffice him yet in time. So another thing that I got is I got the lettuce. And I got, let me see. I got the dandelion and the kale. Now those are actually going to go into my salad. Now I have lettuce at my greenhouse. It's red lettuce, and I've got some other lettuce out there. I actually still have strawberries coming in. It's kind of cool. I get one or two every now and then. But I was out there yesterday and I'm like, oh, look at this. The flowers, it's still flowering and I'm still getting strawberries. So it's kind of cool. And just to have that one strawberry is very flavorful. And you know, I would love to get the strawberries at the store, but you know, here we are about 6 months past when they were probably picked. So they're not the same. I did get some grapes and they're fine. I generally do not bring them home. I kind of wipe it down really good and then I sample one grape. And if it's bitter, I don't take it. But if it's the sweet grape that I want, that's what I will bring home. And then what I do is I wash them and then I put them in a jar and I put water over that. The filtered water, I put that over the grapes so that I have them fresh and they last so much longer. The asparagus, I did the same thing. I cooked some the other day, but I cut off the end a little bit and I put them in water, just a couple inches in, and they sit in the refrigerator. Let me see, I can quickly show you. So, here are my grapes. It went into 2 jars, and that's what I did. So this is filled to the top with water, and it'll keep it, it's filtered water, and it keeps them nice and healthy, and you take it, and it's really kind of yummy. And this is my asparagus. I just put water in the bottom, and it keeps it nice. So this is a day old that I brought home. So that's one way that I'm able to keep my asparagus and my grapes going, and so it lasts, so I don't have to throw things out in the compost. So I don't feel that was a bad expense at all. I've got a spaghetti squash that I picked up so that I can make a spaghetti squash dinner, and that'll be nice because it's a substitute for actual pasta. We do have pasta maybe 2-4 times a year. We really don't eat a lot of pasta, and I have plenty on hand. So if we need to downsize even more, I have that as a backup. And that's what I mean when I bulk buy. I'll buy a couple boxes of something that is like, okay, he likes this pasta, he likes that. And he's recently asked me if I would make him some tuna noodle casserole. I haven't made that in years. I haven't. So I picked up some gluten-free pasta, and so I did end up getting some organic can of cream of mushroom soup. And so I'm going to make him one because it's been years. I mean, I might have made it when the kids were young, but I stopped once we realized our kids had milk allergies. So this I'll make for him. It's organic, and yes, it costs a little bit more. That wasn't in this grocery trip at all, but it's on the shelf so that I can do that for him. We are not at that stage of having it because I'm trying to have him lose a few pounds too. He's willing to do it, but I'm not forcing him because he's not grossly overweight. I guess people wouldn't say I was grossly overweight, but I'm overweight, and I'm not going to deny that. So work with me, encourage me so that I lose it. Okay, so I got the spaghetti squash, the grapes, the kale, the dandelion, the ginger root. I did get some ginger root, and I got some lemons because I am going to be making a immune boosting tea or drink that I will be drinking to help with some stuff. And and I got some pineapple. I love fresh pineapple, so I'm looking forward to that. Maple bacon, that's one of our favorites, is to have maple flavored bacon. So we got a couple of those. Now, we might cook up half a pound. What I do is I bring it home, I cut it in half, and I put part of it in the freezer, and then I cook that half. But if I don't cook it, I try to cut them, and we put them in a Ziploc bag and put them in the freezer so that they're there. Sometimes it makes it easier to separate too once it's defrosted a little bit. If I know I'm going to have bacon the next morning, I just pull it out. And I love bacon. Sometimes I cook the whole thing because I might be making not just breakfast, but I might make him a quiche for lunch or something like that. And I think that was it. Oh, and I got that pasta with mushrooms in it because he's been asking for something different. I'm the one who enjoys red meat. He likes it, but not to the extent that I do. He does like protein substitutes like mushrooms and other stuff like that, but he doesn't have he likes chicken, he'll eat the turkey, but he's very fussy on his meat as of late. We like pork roast and stuff like that. So that wasn't on the budget. So what we did was, it was a big dollar amount. And the reason I wanted to share this is a lot of people are getting ready for Thanksgiving and stuff, and one of the things that is hard, it was hard for me to spend this money because it was like we didn't buy much. And we, seriously, when I used to spend like this, it wasn't, years back, a couple years back, it wasn't this expensive. And so I'm realizing more intently that this is happening. And I told my husband, I said, what was one of these things that I told him? Because as things change, as they progressively change, you don't notice it. The Jennie-O turkeys basically doubled in price. There was something else that, I'm trying to think of what it was that I was telling him. I said, that used to be this amount. It might have been something else that we were talking about. I know that I'm going to Aldi's tomorrow to get some avocados because they're the only place that sells it at a reasonable price. And I haven't been to Aldi's much because I really don't. I know a lot of people think I'm weird. I don't necessarily like Aldi's. And it's not because of their basket. I don't like that I have to pay to use a basket. So you know what I do? This is how bad I am. I bring in tote bags. I empty them on the counter once I'm shopping, and I fill them back up. They don't necessarily like it, but for me, it works. And because they don't bag the groceries, and they already have a cart there, they always have a couple extra carts. So, this is what I do. I don't take the cart back out to my car, and I only purchase what I know I'm going to be able to carry out. And David goes with me, so whatever we can carry out. And usually it's just 1 or 2 totes. But as I was telling him, I said, what's really hard is some of these food items I used to get for a certain dollar amount. And now it is 2.5 times more. And I was trying to think of what the item was because I was talking to him this morning about it. And he goes, that's crazy. I said, you don't notice it because you go... My battery died. I was telling him that you don't notice it as much because you're buying the same thing all the time. And the only time he gets something cheaper is I'll tell him, I said, oh, this is on sale. How do I plan for the holidays? Now, what I did was I told him, I said, if we really want to have turkey in the freezer, we ought to probably go back and get a couple of more. And so what I did was on Wednesday evening, I get an email telling me what Market Basket, that's the store I go to, what they're going to have on sale. Oh, I know that product that I was talking to him about. Anyways, so they sent back I got their flyer because I was hoping that next week the turkeys would be less. They're not. Jennie-O is still on sale next week for 59 cents a pound, as well as the Market Basket brand will be 59 cents a pound. So it's not going to change anything, but I don't have to use this week's budget to go pick up more stuff. At one of the things that I'm hoping to get, I didn't see if it was on sale, but I did see it on sale for next week, are the cranberries. I like to buy them, like maybe get 10 bags because I make our own cranberry sauce. I make my own cranberry juice. I do all that, and I love doing it. I used to be able to get bags of cranberries for 50 cents. And then it went up to 99 cents. This year, Market Basket's sale price is going to be $1.99 for the bags. And I'm like, ah. Now, will I get the same amount? No, because that's not that's not what I do. But I will still watch it because sometimes as we get closer to Christmas, the price might come down. But I want to get a few bags so that I can make fresh cranberry sauce for Thanksgiving for him. And plus I can it so it can go into the jars, and anytime he wants it, he has it. I make full berry cranberry juice or cranberries sauce for myself. He doesn't like that, but he has enjoyed it. I'll put in blueberries. Sometimes I'll put apples in it, and it tastes really good. I think I did a video last year making it. I'll try to do another video of whatever recipe I decide to conjure up. So what I am trying to say is, if we had little kids, I might be buying other stuff, but I already got pumpkins from the store, from the farmer's market rather, this summer. So I'll be making some pumpkin pie. I've got apples from the farm as well, so I'll be making some apple pies. Now, I didn't bring in the apples, all the apples that I want, so we're hoping to go back and get a half bushel or possibly 2, so that I can do the applesauce and other additional things that I like to do, and make some apple juice. And I haven't done that yet with the apples that I got. I don't know if you can see them. That's all I got left, and I was going to just take those, slice them up, and dehydrate them. But I like having the apples because the apples are really good for us. I wish I had a place to keep them really cold. I could probably put them in my bulkhead, but then you're inviting pests, because although I don't see pests out there, we don't have a pest issue even in our cellar. But so I'm trying to figure out how can I get them to stay colder longer and make more room in the refrigerator, I suppose. But anyways, so those are some things that I make for treats for us. I make our own desserts and all that kind of stuff. But we're not buying candy anymore. That's off limits to both of us. And that's not a bad thing, because we were looking at the candy, because usually I like to get mints, because we both like mints. But the chocolate covered mints, I can make mints. I've got dark chocolate for me. He likes milk chocolate. But I probably would not, I could make the mint, but I'll probably make a coconut filled, because I have raw coconut. I don't buy the sweetened coconut. So I can make treats. And the benefit about making your own treats is you can make it in small quantities so that you don't overindulge. And that's the stuff that we have transitioned to. So now one might ask, so as we transition into our Thanksgiving, Christmas holiday season, right now we don't see ourselves doing anything big. We haven't made any plans or anything like that other than spend time together, because we've been working so hard over the last few years that it's time for us to put our feet up and relax together. And we have some projects lined up that are not necessary, but we rarely get to sit back and watch a movie. And so that's what we're going to do. Maybe read books. I don't know. It's just, we are looking forward to this time of where we are able to now take a deep breath and breathe and take time for us. And that's another thing with the holidays. One of the stressful things about holidays for myself is, and it's always been this way, I love Christmas and I love Thanksgiving. They're beautiful holidays. I love why we celebrate them. But everything has gotten to be too much. And I used to have to organize different things and everything. And at my age now, I just feel like it's time to step back. And when the time is right to prepare something, to participate, I'm okay with that. But I don't want to spend my day in the kitchen tending to everybody's needs, because I want it to be something that we all participate in. And the nice thing about with just David and I, we will be able to make different things. We can start it ahead of time and then just kind of like have it whenever. And he's got a long weekend, which will be nice, so it's not like we have to have Thanksgiving right on Thanksgiving Day, but we probably will. We probably will make one of the turkeys and get other things prepped up. But I'm not, even at Christmas time, my kids used to think I really liked all the big stuff, and I really never have. And the reason is, I don't like the materialism of the holidays. And it got to be too much. And I was always stressed out at Christmas. I love giving gifts. I don't expect anything in return. And my daughter used to say, but you don't like getting gifts. I said, that's not true. I said, I love getting gifts. But I don't want people to feel obligated, because if my heart says to give a gift to somebody, or if I find something that I know that person would enjoy, I want them to enjoy it and not feel guilty they don't have something to give me. And that's the way I feel Christmas should be. It shouldn't be about all the gadgets and all the different things that we can give one another. I think it's more important that we spend time together. And I've shared with David about this for a while, and then the other day we had a deep talk about it. And I said, I just want to be with people, or just with ourselves, where we just kind of settle down and just enjoy the company. Play a game, put puzzles together, just enjoy the day together. And that to me is what Christmas is and Thanksgiving time is all about. Although those who have been following my channel, you know that I am a Christ-believing Christian, and I do believe in the birth of our Lord Jesus Christ, and I also believe in his sacrifice on the cross. So just because I have that strong faith, it does not mean I feel like I need to have this a tree full of presents that is too much for me to handle. So do I enjoy giving gifts? Yeah. I would love to give tons and tons of gifts, but I would rather give a few gifts or one gift and know that that was sufficient. And that's something that I think we all need to stop and think about, not just at the holidays, but throughout the year. And I love giving gifts throughout the year. I just do. And I've slowed down because the world has changed, people have changed, and that has been disheartening. And that is something that I have been trying to adapt to. And it's been interesting, and I'm discovering more and more about myself. So I've been doing a lot of healing. So this was really about a grocery haul. I went on a tangent. It's been a while since I've done a video, so hopefully I didn't bore you. But overall, folks, I hope that you are blessed. I hope that you're taking a look at these flyers. Many of the flyers can be found online. Midweek, you might be able to get an advanced flyer from everybody. I can get them from, well, I don't get them from the other two stores. I could get them from Shaw's, but because Market Basket is 5 minutes away, I'm not going to spend the gas to go to the others. But because I'm looking for specific things that is higher at our store, I'm going to run down to Aldi's and try to get those. So I'm not one to shop at all different stores. I used to. And in town, when we didn't have one close by, we have 3 of them. It's pretty cool. We got Hannaford's, Shaw's, and Market Basket, and it's kind of cool. And so I would just look in all 3 flyers. I'd go to one store for this, one store for that, and the other store for this, come home and be done. It was a long shopping time because you're going through the register a few times, but I got exactly what I wanted, and I tried not to go every week. When the kids were little, I went all the time. I shopped differently when the kids were younger. So I understand that what I brought home might not be what some families do. And that's okay, because we all go through different stages in our life of what we want to have in our home. So watch the flyers, keep within a budget, make a list. I don't care if it's on a back of an envelope. This was last week's. This is this week's. And I generally don't go to the store 2 weeks in a row, but I guess I don't waste paper on envelopes either. And I also have another spot that I can use for keep a list, whether it's on your phone or on paper. Keep a hard copy of your list. Stick to it, because right now, as you go into the grocery store, trust me, there are tons of goodies sitting there. First, you got the aroma of the baked chicken, of the different things. Market Basket has everything now. It's got everything. It was like, really? I never shop there. Once in a while, I'll get a cooked chicken, but I prefer to cook them myself. But honestly, it's cheaper to buy it already cooked, because it comes in at a lower price, and then it's already cooked, and it's a win-win. So a lot of people do that, and we do it once in a while. But try not to be swayed by the aromas of those things. If you can make your own pie, all the better. I understand not everybody is a pie maker. If you prefer to have like an ice cream dish, try to make your own dish, getting the ice cream and the ingredients and create your own. And that can be a tradition, whatever. And I'm sure everybody has their own Thanksgiving traditions right now. But try to think outside the box and try not to go to those things in the center aisle, which are your candies and sweets and marshmallows and all that kind of stuff. Yes, they were there. No, we didn't buy them. But that's what happens as you get swayed. All your end items are, here, look at me. You really want this. So try to be careful. Like I said, bring a list. And then you never know, those treats might go on sale the following week. But keep a list so that you can stay focused. Friends, I hope that you have a lovely Thanksgiving. I'm sure I'm going to try to be back on, but try to be very careful with your spending and spend more time with family instead of the stuff. Have a lovely evening and God bless.